Our next training pair are a couple of fighters that have already featured in this series of Muscle TV. First up is Big Mick Wilson. Big Mick is a man mountain and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master, holding multiple state, national and Pan-Pacific titles in the discipline. Training with him again is James Tomlinson. James is a Taekwondo black belt and two-time national Taekwondo champion. This week, the boys are showing us a vital part of any fighter's preparation when they take us through one of their core strength training routines. So let's see what they have in store for us.
For today's workout, we're going to be focusing on core routine, and we're doing 3 different sequences. The first one is just focusing on mainly rectus abdominis and hip flexors and very conventional movements. Slightly harder though, high level movements. Then we're going to do rotational work, and then we're going to do lateral and stability work. 3 different circuits to really kill the midsection. For this first part of the workout, it's quite basic. All you need is a medicine ball for the weighted leg raise, which can be done with a chin-up bar or some dip bars, and a simple medicine ball.
This would be probably once a week, this sort of core workout.
Because this is quite a demanding routine, you're not doing 20 or 30 reps at a go. It's very challenging, so you might only do maximum 6 if you're starting, and then when you get more advanced, you work up to 8 and 10 repetitions. Once you can do that, then you look to increase the weight or resistance somehow. The rollout can be done with a power wheel. We're using power wheels, plural today, because they're harder, make your shoulders and core work harder. Well, what we're doing is, it's in a circuit format, so we'll do a set of 8 or 10 repetitions, move on quickly to the next exercise to keep the heart rate up. 3 different exercises, and we're going to cycle through that 3 times before we move on to the next sequence. This is an advanced core workout that's designed for high-level athletes like Michael, and anyone who's interested in really taking their core strength to a new level. This workout can be done in a great gym like this, or it can be done with a bench or a fixed point, wherever you like. Second circuit. This move is the Dragon Slayer, as if you're in the grip of a dragon and you're turning and slicing off its head. It uses your internal and external obliques. It also uses your medial glutes, uses your shoulders, serratus anterior. It uses a lot of the upper body, but it's mainly focusing on rotational strengths.
For the rotational ab work part, we're going to use a higher bench, but just any sort of bench that you can pivot off.
This is a really challenging way to start, and then fatigues you for the rest of the work, finishing with the ballistic movements to really recruit everything together.
We're using what's called a Torsonator with an Olympic bar, but if you don't have one of those, you can chuck an Olympic bar just into a corner. Torsonator just makes it a lot easier. It's a swiveling point that you can work off.
We're into the rotational part of the core workout. What we're focusing on is core strength. So we're not doing high repetition work, we're doing heavier kind of weighted resistance movements. And because it's rotational, rotational strength is much more demanding than your very conventional linear movements. So, specifically for Michael, because he needs to get stronger and develop power in his rotational movements for grappling, we're going slightly heavier and we're doing fewer reps.
third part of that circuit will be using Powerband. So it's a strong elastic band which you can use for resistance.
And the advantage of using a band over a cable is the further you stretch the band, the greater the resistance. And so even though you might be getting a better mechanical advantage, the resistance is increasing, and you have to really accelerate and work hard to stabilise and work against it. And we're using the band so Michael can develop rotational power. The red band, approximately 30 kilos resistance at full stretch, and it's a medium tension band. For most people, they'd be using like a very light band like the yellow band. So as Michael's advanced and quite strong, we've got to really challenge him. We're getting into the lateral part of the workout where we're going to really test out the stability. So we've got the heavier bells in, the 32s, and we're going to be doing a double windmill. Then we're going into a move called the Superstar, which is a really good stability movement. We're going to use slightly smaller bell using 10 kilo for shoulder stability. And then we're going to do an excellent movement called the Saxon bend. And even though deceptively it looks easy, it's very challenging, so you don't need much weight. So this is a real strong finish off to work on that side-to-side strength, which most people don't have. That's the complete package. That's working you through all your major movements through your core. I guess the only thing we didn't focus on today was specifically lower back. That's an entirely different workout. So, very challenging. Good work.